Greetings, Glitter Gang. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday, May 13th. I'm back from my ear infection, and we are working on the book club journal, which is our National Scrapbook Day project. And where we left off was we had gotten all of the cardstock inserts into it, and we were starting to mat them. And then we are going to need to make tags and such. That's the other stuff we need to do. We need to make tags. So the next things we need to in here finish off. These are those long twisty pockets. So we need something to match the owls. And once we've done that, we need to finish doing these squares. So that's where we are. How are all of you? How's it going? Welcome to the show. It's nice to see all of you having a wonderful Thursday. I hope I'm having a nice Thursday. Gretchen was first to chat. She said she's excited for a new class. Yes, very exciting. Always around these parts. Kathryn says, happy Thursday. I hope you're feeling better. Kathryn, I am. That is in reference to the ear infection I had last week, which was just swimmer's ear, which I'm just prone to due to a small defect in my ear canal. It was not a big deal and it was resolved, but my goodness, is it really just awful to have ear pain. It's so distracting. You can't think about anything else. Kimberly says, happy Thursday. So does Bev. So does Carol Joan. Linda Rice says, hi to all you glitter gals. Candy says, happy glitter day, everyone. Hello to Melanie and to Donna, who says, hello, glitter people. Hi to Bev and to Brenda. I hope you're all doing well. Judy, hello. How are you? Melanie, I think I already said Melanie, but it's fine. Melanie can get to greetings. So there we go. So we have a couple challenges with the with this part because we need more or less 13-inch paper. I think we need 12 and 3/4 inch paper. So I could just do owls because I do this owl. We could just do it where we flip the owls. Ew, that's just their feet. That's gross. So we would cut off some of it and then have the owls sticking out this way and this way. So we'd have the owls kind of looking at the center of the album. And that's probably the quickest and easiest way to solve this problem. So let's go ahead and do that. And let me measure what size of a piece I want. And we'll just have all owls. All owls. And I think it's like 1.5 inches. It's 1 3/8 inches. It looks like. So 1 3/8 inches. 1 3/8 inches. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this paper, the edge of the paper up with one of the lines on my desk. And then I'm going to line the owl heads up with another line on my desk. I'm going to get my big ruler, my extra long ruler. And I'm going to cut along that line. And then I'm going to flip it around and do 1 3/8 inches. All right, so now we have a set of owls. And then I'm going to do, the difference here is I'm going to cut in between the owls now. So I'm going to do the same thing I did before, where I line it up on my desk and I'm putting the owl heads at the top. But then I'm going to cut so that I hopefully don't get owl heads or owl feet. And we'll put this one in the middle. So now that I have that, I'm going to put, you know, cut a 1 3/8 inch strip off of it. That will not have owl heads or owl feet, and it will just be books. All right. So we've got books, owl heads. The owl heads look kind of weird to you. I mean, the owl feet would look even weirder, so I think I just need to not overthink it. All right, so I'm going to set this aside, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we do it like this. So we've got the owl heads over here looking in, and then we'll have the owl heads over here also looking in. So the owls are looking at each other. And then in the middle, we'll have just the books. Just the books in the middle. Okay? All right, so I'm going to ink these and we'll stick them down. And I'm using pumice stone because I just want the gray, since it to take the white edge off the paper. I'm not trying to make it blend exactly into this khaki color. The gray works really well with the colors that are in the paper itself, and it's a neutral, so it doesn't clash with the khaki. So I think that's the way to go. So, did anyone do anything exciting this week? It's finally getting really hot around these parts. There's a lot of high temps around here. Definitely feeling the burn. It would have been a great week to go swimming if I didn't have swimmer's ear. But oh well, what can you do? You went to the dentist. You're right, that's not exciting. Well, I mean, I guess it could be thrilling, like if you're scared of the dentist. It could be exciting, but in a negative way. But if you're not scared of the dentist, it's just a chore. So... There's a lot going on right now with the gas craziness. Candy says, we're on vacation during a lockdown at a resort where everything's closed. So four different walls from the usual 4 walls. Excellent. Excellent. A friend of mine came into town for a family thing, and wanted to meet in Tampa. So, and just like check in and say hi. And so I went to go get gas on my way into Tampa and I pulled into a gas station, just like the normal gas station on the way to Tampa. And I pulled up to the pumps, and the pumps all had signs on them that said, sorry, no gas. And I was like, huh, that's weird. I guess these people really have not been paying attention to their gas supply, and they just mistimed their delivery because, you know, I clearly have my pulse on what's going on. So then I just went to another gas station. That was an Exxon that didn't have gas. Then on the way was a Wawa, and so I just stopped there and got gas. And the Wawa was like crazy, and I was just like, what the heck? It's like, why is everyone driving around? Well, I mean, I had to wait for a pump, and I still didn't, you know, it still didn't connect with me what was going on. I'm literally just trying to top off my tank because I'm going to drive in the city, and I like to have a full tank of gas if I'm going to be driving into the city. Like, I missed the whole thing. So what's even crazier, I later found out that, like, the Tampa area now has an official gas shortage, okay? So, and the governor had to be like, look, idiots. We don't even get our gas from this pipeline in our state. So literally, like, we would have gas right now if you would stop buying gas and panicking. Like, we only have a gas shortage because you freaked out. And so, because we get our gas from ports here, apparently. Like, the pipeline runs through the state, and apparently it is like a supplemental source of gas if needed, but it's not the main source of gas at all for the state. So the only reason we're out of gas is because people were afraid of running out of gas, which is typical. This is typical. The plastic bag thing is crazy. Yes, I was like, no. What are you thinking? Like, it was one of those, I can't believe this needs to be said, but please don't put gas in plastic bags. So anyways, I know it's not the same elsewhere, that there are places that do really rely on that pipeline, but I believe the pipeline's back up and running. Anyways. I thought it was interesting that the hackers chose that specific pipeline, because the Colonial Pipeline has a leak in a North Carolina nature preserve. It's been leaking into a North Carolina nature preserve for 9 months. It's leaked over 1 million gallons of gas into the nature preserve, and it's the largest gas spill in American history. And like this pipeline that we're talking about, the Colonial Pipeline. So I just thought it was an interesting choice because it's already having quite a few issues. So all right, so we've got our little spots done. Okay, so now let's talk about kind of what we want to do with the inside. So no, let me finish the squares with the other squares that I have. And then we'll talk about what we want to do on these like larger panels. But while I'm prepping these squares, we can talk about it because I have some ideas that I can chat with you about. And if you want to know what papers I'm using, if you want to know what papers I'm using, I have all of that linked down below. All of that is linked down below. All right. Hopefully I have enough squares left. If I don't, then we'll figure it out. All right, so I need 6. So there's this one. It would be a duplicate, but it would be a different lady, but it's this, you know, and a different background, but it's the same. It's the same as this one. Same with this Born to Read. It's like a different lady and a different background. So we can keep these two as a possibility if we need them. We can use the My Weekend is Booked and the for sure this one. So that's 1. Reading is My Therapy is 2. The Empty Chair is 3. We need 6. I'm a Bookaholic. Oh, I already cut out My Weekend is Booked. Okay. My Weekend is Booked. The Chair. I'm a Bookaholic. Let's go with the darker haired lady because we do have a blonde already. And then we have the Reading is My Therapy. So let me work on getting Reading is My Therapy cut out. And these need to be 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 ultimately. That's the goal size wise. All right, so here's Reading is My Therapy. So here's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 2 more. And so we are going to need these 2 that aren't totally repeats, but they're not totally original either. And we just make sure that we place them in such a way that they aren't kind of like repeating 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. All right. That when we repeat them, we are not repeating them in such a way where they're like right next to each other or something like that. And it should be fine. These will all be underneath anyways, so it's not a big deal. So now I'm going to ink all of these with my gray ink. So yeah, the gas thing, I was right in the middle of the gas thing without knowing I was right in the middle of the gas thing. So I was just driving around, minding my own business, doing what I would normally be doing, and stumbled across the problem by accident. But I only topped off my tank. I didn't fill any plastic bags with gasoline, so. So hopefully those of you who are in areas that rely on the pipeline won't have too much disruption from people being weird. All right. So now we can tape all around them and then arrange them in our book and then talk about what we want to do on those 13-inch sections. So one of the things I want to talk about is we can certainly make 13-inch scenes with elements from the paper, and I think we can do some cool stuff that way. But the other thing I was thinking about is maybe like we could come up with, and we'd have to make it in Photoshop, but it probably wouldn't take too long, some kind of like reading tracker where it could just be a bunch of lines, you know, that sort of thing. And maybe like I could do it like a little place to write about books, and I can put that in the folder for this project online so that you can download it. So what do you all think about something like that? Do you think making some kind of reading tracker where you could do, maybe we could do, I could do stars you could fill in, put a blank for title, a blank for author, a blank for your, and then put empty stars for a star rating, and maybe a few lines for you to write just a quick, you know, your hot take, your first impression, whatever, you know, whatever, and print that out. Or do you want to try and create scenes with the pattern paper? Let me know. And if you don't have strong opinions, I think I'll just make a reading tracker. So that's probably what I'll default to if there aren't any strong opinions on this issue, which is okay. You don't have to have strong opinions on this issue. That's all right. That's just fine. We're just having a chill day, making our National Scrapbook Day project. And once we get these stuck down, we'll go ahead and move into Photoshop and get something mocked up there. All right, so we finished our taping. And let's go. Okay, so I'm going to burnish all the tape, and then we'll go from there. All right, so now we just have to figure out where we're going to lay them out. So with this one, reading is my therapy, I'm going to put the other one here. And then I'm going to put this here. 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 All right, so now I'm just going to stick those down. And if you want to do magnets, here is where you would put the magnets. I'm not going to. I think they stay stuck down pretty well as they are. So wait, will I regret it if I don't do magnets? Will I even care? Ugh, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. All right, so. All right, so with the magnets, we're going to need to be careful with these magnets and these magnets, because we don't want the magnets to have like alternate polarity and start pushing and pulling on each other. So we need to be a little careful. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just gonna close this. All right. And so what I mean is I'm gonna take my next magnet and I'm gonna put the magnet on top of it for the next magnet. Add my glue dot, and then with this open, I'm gonna close and press. Okay, so now the magnet's there. And we know that this magnet is not gonna interfere, push against this magnet or do anything weird. Okay, so then we need to do the same thing on the other side as well. All right. So once again, we're gonna keep this closed, open this. Put the magnet on top of the other magnet. Put your glue dot. And then close this up. Oh, these two, okay, these are a little different because this one doesn't match up as well because this one has the tab at the top and this one has the tab at the right. So this one's going to be a little off center. It's not a big deal. Just let it be off center is what I'm saying. What the heck? Oh, come on. So you want to line this side up, this score line up with this score line, and that's where you stick it down. Okay, so you're lining up those two score lines. All right, so then the magnet's just going to be a little off center on that one. You want it to be off center, okay? You want it to be off center. This is important stuff. All right, so now I'm going to put a little dab of undo on here. So hopefully I can pull up that little mini glue dot from where the magnet got stuck to this piece. And it won't harm the paper. Perfect. Came right up. It's all good. All right, so now we have all the magnets in place for this one. So we just need to kind of, let's do our, you know, where our metal pieces are going to go. Okay, so press it down and pull up your metal piece there. And press it down, and you've got your metal piece there. All right, so the bottom half, we have all of our magnets and tin caps placed. So now I just need to turn it around. I'm missing one. Oh, here it is. Okay. Hi, kitty. How are ya? Are you coming over here to say hi? Now that you've been acknowledged? Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. How are ya? How are ya? Mer? Mer? All right. so now that we've done those, we just need to flip it around and we're going to repeat that same process, okay? So we're going to You're awfully complainy right now. You're making a lot of complaints. All right. Going to put that down. Then we'll put our magnet down. Then we'll put our glue dot down on our magnet. Then we'll close, boop. And you do need to make that noise when you close it, otherwise it won't work. So you have to say boop, or else it's not gonna work. So that's part of the process. Okay. So now we can close these middle pieces and we open these two side pieces. Yeah, booping is necessary. Kitty. Kitty is sulking. I messed up something. All right. So now we're gonna, I don't know, I think she, because she sees these things hanging off the desk, I think she thinks she can't jump up here. So once again, with this one, you're gonna line up this score line with this score line. You're not going to line up the card with the card. So the ones over here are off center compared to the other ones, and that's what you want. You want them to be off center compared to the other ones. That's totally correct. You want them to be off center. All right, so got that. So now we're gonna put that there, that there. Do a little dab of little dab of ATG on the backs, and then close them up. Boop. And then tape. Oh, I wonder what the World Magnet Supply is up to these days, because we all bought a ton of magnets because the Magnet Supply was having trouble. And that was before all kinds of things were having trouble because of the illness. So who even knows what's going on with magnets? I don't know. All right. So now we've got all of the magnets down. Good work. That is done. I mean, we're going to need magnets again later for the closure, but I'm not going to worry about that at this moment. Okay, going to turn it back to the correct side. Hey, hi. What are you doing on the floor like an angry little puffball? You're just an angry little puffball. Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you jump up on the desk instead of being an angry floor puff? I mean, I guess if you want to be an angry floor puff, that's your right, you know. Far be it from me to tell you what to do with your time. I just think maybe you would be happier not on the floor in an angry poof. Are you eating plastic? Stop it. Why are you such a bad kitty, huh? Why are you such a bad kitty? All right, so kitty. I don't know, with a brand with that name, you're playing with fire. Your magnets might summon a demon. All right. You gotta watch out with your Amazon brands that you don't accidentally get demon summoning, get demon summoning magnets. You have to start a chat window with the Amazon customer service people. What's the nature of your problem? I bought these magnets from your website and now my house is covered in demons. I need you to come deal with it. I need you to come take care of it. Some poor person making $15 an hour on Amazon is like, oh my gosh, this is the third time this week. What's going on with the demons? All right, almost done with all of our beautiful 6 1/4 inch mats. And then we will move on to, and our magnets. And then we're gonna go, we need to make 2 things. We need to make something to go on the tags to record the book facts. And then we need something to go on I think this one I'm just going to do months or something. We'll do like a calendar and we can do, we'll do 4 months on each one for you to put your, like, all your titles, just list them out. And then you can write about them in further detail in the pockets. I think that'll be a cool way to do it. And these middle pieces need to be 6 1/4 by 12 3/4, I believe. 6 1/4 by 12 3/4. So I'm just, so that's what I'm gonna work on. All right. Okay, so now it opens, boom, 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 boom. All our beautiful ladies and cozy reading nooks. Wonderful. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a recording break here, and then the next recording will just be the Photoshop of me trying to make, I know, Kitty, you're so furious, will be the Photoshop. I'll be in Photoshop and I'll be trying to do something cute. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to check the playlist linked down below to see the rest of the videos in the playlist to see how I finish it off. If you're watching in the archives, just skip ahead to the next video. And if you're watching live, just stay put because nothing's going to change for you. And I'll be right back. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.